Hello, everyone. This is Module 7 for EDL 856. My name is Stephanie Thompson, and we are going to talk about internal publics and external publics today. And the point of this assignment was to create a chart to demonstrate the various ways that communication is conducted within our district here at Pratt 382. And this was my first attempt at using Creately to make something like this. It took me a while to figure it out, but it is actually simple. I would just like more opportunities to play with it and use it and find more tricks to making it look a little bit less messy than mine looks. But either way, I think the information is there. And internal publics through our resources was defined as basically communication with anyone that's working within an organization, and in our case, in our schools. And then external public is anybody else involved in your schools that doesn't directly work in the school itself. So I'm going to talk about our Greenback internal publics first, and I think many of ours were very similar, but if I can learn how to zoom this in and make it so you can read it, that will be helpful. Internal publics, obviously our administrators in all three of our buildings, and also in the ACE building, which is our district offices. Our faculty and staff, most importantly our students, and then our school board members. And I think how do we communicate? Do we communicate best with them, or most frequently orally, written, or through digital media? And I think within the building it's a mixture of both oral and written, and actually digital too. But I would say that we utilize our email tremendously to communicate with each other, and obviously face-to-face interaction and oral communication as well. The internal public piece is a little less messy and a little bit simpler. But how do we get our information out to the public? Obviously we do digital the most. So when I scroll over here to external publics, I like all the colors that I had to play with this assignment, but we have a massive amount of external publics in our small community, as many of us probably do. But our Rotary, Lions Club, Elks Lodge, etc., we communicate with them in person because we get the opportunity to bring our students to those meetings and to showcase what our students have done and honor our students' hard work. Site Council and PTO is probably a mixture of written language and communication as well as digitally. We see digital meetings, and we send emails and things like that among members of those groups. Junior colleges and universities, I would like to think our counselors have oral communication with them, but I'm sure there's plenty of emails being sent back and forth, a place that I just don't know a lot about working in the middle school. But our parents, I think we communicate with them in any way we can see fit, whether that's a letter home, an email, something they see on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or any of the above. However we can reach parents, we're trying to reach them. Our local church organizations are very involved in our schools because our kids do everything from athletics to churches to different clubs and organizations and Boy Scouts and anything you can think of here. So we talk to our churches in a variety of different ways as well, and our students are involved there. Our Pratt Public Schools Foundation is very involved in helping us create scholarship dollars for kids and just extended opportunities for learning. We talk to them mostly, I would venture, in meetings, public meetings, and as well as written communication. Potential employees, I hope, is face-to-face interactions so they can get a little glimpse of who we are and just a little bit more meaningful communication face-to-face. Local businesses, we have a tremendous support from our local businesses, and we try to communicate with them and keep them in the loop through written communication, and I'm sure they see everything that we put out on social media as well. Our law enforcement agencies, we had the opportunity to hire an officer within our schools. So we have a school resource officer in our buildings, in the high school and the middle school now. He kind of serves both buildings. So we have a very good working relationship with them, and we communicate with them often, both written through emails and of course face-to-face interactions, and our kids get to see that daily. We communicate with members that don't have kids in our schools, and they usually involve themselves either at our public library with our kids, or I'm sure there's people out there that don't always appreciate how we do things within the district, but I'm sure our superintendent gets to hear that. But they see things in our local newspaper. They see things that happen, our homecoming parade downtown. They're probably as involved as they want to be. Elected officials, many of our elected officials are parents within our district, so they're involved both with meetings that they attend or our PTO or our site council, or they too see stuff digitally that we send out. My chart, I enjoyed putting it together. I thought it was an interesting assignment just to really put on paper who helps us, who do we communicate with, who do we have that relationship built with. And I think that the simple thing here is the more people that we can involve with our kids' learning and create opportunities. And I've mentioned in other assignments, we have an outstanding careers program and a Greenback Go opportunities for kids that we involve many, if not all, of these external publics in our students' learning through going out into our community and doing community service or becoming interested in careers or whatever the case may be. So I think we have a big plus of Pratt is our external publics and how supportive they are of our students' learning. And I don't know that I have any concerns for our little small town as I did this assignment, but I just think it's important to note that as many people as we can get involved and as much information as we can get into the hands of our external publics, the better off our students will be. And as far as internal publics, we hear about lack of communication often, and I would be interested to see if there is a district out there that doesn't hear about lack of communication within the district. But as a parent of children in the district, I hear things at school. I see things on social media. Obviously, I get emails about things that I may or may not know is going on. So the opportunity to be involved in our students' and children's lives in their educational process is there if we put forth just the littlest bit of effort here in Pratt. We do provide an extreme amount of opportunities for our kids. Like I said before, I think this assignment was interesting to put it on paper and to understand what all goes on here in Pratt and who is involved in our learning. Hopefully my chart's not too messy and you can make some sense out of it. But thank you for listening. Have a good day.